Hi everybody, it's Janet Hilts from janethilts.com, and I'm here with you today in our Mindset Design Studio, where all week we've been talking about intuition and the steps to learning your own language of intuition. And today we're going to talk about building trust in your intuition, because that starts with basically building trust in yourself. And we're going to talk about it for a few minutes, and then I'm going to lead you in a shortcut exercise that can really help to build trust in yourself, because it's not an overnight process. I mean, you have to trust yourself once, and then see how it goes for yourself. And when it goes well, then you acknowledge yourself and you appreciate yourself for that. So the next time when it comes up, when you're thinking about what it's going to take to trust yourself, you can look back and see, well, it worked last time, so I'm going to take a chance again. It is taking a chance, and it's taking risks. So first we're going to start out with talking about three common challenges to trusting yourself. And this is common for everyone. It's kind of a natural process. So the first thing is that you could be really afraid you're going to make a mistake. That can make it hard to trust yourself. And where this can seriously bog you down is if you're afraid you're going to make a mistake, then you're really reluctant to make any choices. And do you see how it's kind of a cycle? So if you are reluctant to make a choice, then you don't get any practice in doing that. So you don't have any building blocks to start building this trust in yourself. So that's one common challenge, being afraid you're going to make a mistake. A second reason why you might not trust yourself is that you had some bad outcomes in the past. Maybe things really went south one time when you trusted yourself. And so you have all these red flags go up when it comes time to make a decision based on your own choices, because you remember when it went south last time. And the third common challenge to trusting yourself is the concern that somebody else might not like the choice that you make. It's others' opinions. Now this one, I gotta tell you, is a bigger challenge for most women, because we're socialized to consider other people's needs first, other people's choices. So it's a tricky balance. It can feel like if I make choices for myself, then I'm not being compassionate, I'm not being considerate. But it's completely possible to trust yourself and your decision-making capabilities and still take other people into account. It's not a selfish thing. So I want to give you some shortcuts to this, because some of it, of course, is trial and error. Some of it is taking those chances and trying it out so that you have your own experience and your own history to go back to each time a new decision or a new risk, taking a new chance each time that shows up. So the exercise I'm going to lead you in today is using EFT tapping. The EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. This is a really simple process that combines acupressure, where you stimulate acupressure points on your own face and upper body by tapping with your fingertips. That's why it's called tapping. And at the same time, we're going to be using words that will first acknowledge how you're feeling now to help release those old feelings and those old fears. And then we're going to affirm the things that you want, how you would like it to be. Even if you've never done it before, it's really simple, and I want to let you know two things. First of all, you can't do it wrong. It's very forgiving. I'm going to show you the tapping points first, and then you'll just copy what I'm doing and repeat the phrases after me. So 1, you can't do it wrong and you can't hurt yourself. And 2, you can't really create anything with EFT. And that's why you can't hurt yourself with it. It's a surprising rapid change technique that simply helps you let go of excess emotions, of things that aren't really part of your true nature, of who you really are. So it's not creating anything new. It's just peeling back the layers of old head junk and heart junk that are piled on top of who you really are. So let's get started here. First, I'm going to just run through quickly the tapping points that we're going to use, just so you can see them. And then it'll be so easy to follow along with me because you'll just be mimicking what I'm doing, okay? So the first point we're going to use, let me back up here. It's called the sore spot. It's just right about here. And this is the only spot that we won't tap on. We'll just rub it gently in a circular motion. Right about here. And the next spot is right at the beginning of your eyebrow, right here, right on the bone. Next is outside the eye, right here on that eye socket bone. And then under the eye, again, right on the bone there, just gently tapping. Then under the nose, between your nose and your upper lip. The chin, it's right in the crease of the chin. The next one's called the collarbone, but it's really right underneath the collarbone, right there in that little dent. And then under the arm, it's right about where your bra band is, you see, right there, about 4 inches below your armpit. Next is the liver point. It's down here right at the bottom of your rib cage. And then the inside of your wrist, right here, and the top of your head. So just try it out and follow along with me and repeat after me the words that I'm saying. So we're going to start out right here on this sore spot and just repeat after me. Even though I don't have much trust in myself, I want to love myself anyway, because that's not all there is to me. Even though I'm not sure how much I trust myself, I want to accept myself because I'm doing the best I can, the same way I always do. Just say the same words out loud after me, okay? Even though I'm not sure I trust myself, I want to accept myself, and I want to accept my feelings. And now tapping just with a few fingers right on your eyebrow here. Just repeat after me. All these issues with trusting myself, all my concerns about it, all the fears I have about it. Feeling helpless to trust myself. Feeling embarrassed about it. All the anxiety it brings up. Under your arm now, all the ways I blame myself for it. And at the bottom of the rib cage, all the frustration it causes me. All the guilt and regrets it brings up. All this stuff about trusting myself. And now we're just going to tap on some of the fears about it and some of the old beliefs. I'm afraid if I trust myself, I'll make a mistake. How can I trust myself if I don't have confidence? What if I trust myself and it ends up terrible? I don't have a track record of trusting myself. I'm afraid I'll really goof up. It makes it so hard to make decisions. That's why I ask a lot of people their opinions. But even when I get their answers, I'm afraid I'm down at the rib cage. I'm afraid I might make the wrong choice. It's just really hard to trust myself. I'm so worried about making a mistake. And what about that time I really screwed up? I thought I was making the right decision. And everything turned out terrible. I've had some bad outcomes from trying to trust myself. Other people remind me about it too. If you were me, and you'd made the choices I've made, you wouldn't trust yourself either. Under the arm, I just don't know what's wrong with me. And the rib cage, the liver point. It's so frustrating. Here I am, a grown woman, and I can't even trust myself. It really messes with my confidence. But I made those mistakes in the past. And back on your eyebrow. What if I trust myself and other people don't like it? I have important people in my life. And their opinions make a difference to me. I'm afraid I'll make choices that they won't like. That keeps me from trusting myself. I feel like I need to check with them first. Under the arm. And that's the best way to make the decision. And the rib cage, the liver point. I don't like upsetting other people. And I'm afraid if I make the wrong choice and upset somebody else, it could damage our relationship. It worries me what other people think, what they think about my choices. It makes it really hard to trust myself. And I'm getting tired of that. Okay, stop tapping now. Take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. Yeah. And if you have some water handy, it's a good idea to drink some water. I'm going to remind you again when we're through. Somehow that helps to move the energy on out. So we're going to do some more tapping on the positive outcomes in a minute. But I want to let you know that focusing on these negative thoughts and feelings that we've just focused on, with EFT tapping, it does not give them more power. It just shines the light on them, brings them up to the surface. So I like to think of it as bringing them up and out. It makes it easier to release them, because we're just starting where we are, which is not trusting ourselves and saying out loud all the reasons that contribute to that. So now we're going to do some tapping on the positive outcome that you want about all this, okay? So go back to the sore spot on your chest, just rubbing in a gentle circular motion, and repeat after me. Even though I'm still a little shaky on trusting myself, I can feel that I've let some of those fears go. And now I want to let more of them go. I want to hold on to my compassion for other people. And I want to start trusting my own decisions. I want to start trusting my own intuition. And I love myself for that. Even though I still have some old fears and beliefs connected to trusting myself, I've started to let them go now. Because that's a choice I'm making for myself. And now I want to let go of some more, so I can start trusting myself. And I appreciate my courage for even trying this. So even though I still have some feelings that aren't helping me to trust myself, I want to love and accept all parts of me. The cautious part that's still holding on, and that powerful, wise woman inside of me who's letting go. And now we'll tap on the eyebrow point. The last of these fears and beliefs that stand in my way for trusting myself. I want to let them go now. I know I won't trust myself overnight. And that's okay. I just want to start building the blocks that it takes to trust myself. That would help me so much in making decisions under the arm. That would help me so much with my anxiety about this. and on the liver at the bottom of the rib cage. That would help me let go of all this frustration. When I just start learning to trust myself. It'll open up my heart to a lot of new people and new ideas. I won't have to stay so closed in on myself when I know I can trust myself. I'm ready to build my confidence. I know I'll make mistakes along the way, and that's okay with me. I'm willing to take some little risks and start practicing trusting myself. I can trust my inner resources. Under the arm, I can trust my spiritual resources to guide me. And the liver point at the bottom of the rib cage, I can trust my past experiences. Because I learned from my experiences. I'm not a little girl anymore. I'm an adult woman with a lot of life behind me. I can use all that life, all those experiences, the pleasant ones and the bad outcomes. I can use them now to build trust in myself. I know it's going to take some practice. In the bottom of the rib cage, the liver point. I know it's going to take acknowledging myself and reassuring myself. But I'm choosing to trust that I can trust myself. That's a choice I'm making for myself. I know it's going to make my life so much easier. So I'm committed to trying. I'm committed to practicing. I'm committed to learning to trust myself. And that feels really good. Good. Now stop tapping and take a couple of deep cleansing breaths again. And now I want you to think about trusting yourself. Maybe there's some decision that's been hanging, in the balance. Something that you've been thinking about. And it requires trusting yourself to make a choice. Anyway, think about making that choice and trusting yourself. And see if you feel calmer now. If you feel more solid. And if you still have some hesitation left and some fears about trying to trust yourself, just do the replay and tap along with us again. And in the comments below, I'm going to give you a link to a tap along audio that I have on iTunes that goes even into more depth with this, that can help you let go of more of that hesitation and more of your reluctance to trust yourself. So thanks a lot for being here with me today. And please, in the comments, let me know your outcomes. Let me know how it goes for you. And I'll be back with more ways to help shift your mindset to the place that you want to be. So I hope you have a great weekend in the meantime. Bye.